Hi, I'm Andrew, an entrepreneur and a computer science student,
Hi, I'm Verene, a psychology major student.
and you're now listening to the Ink Thoughts podcast, where we ponder and talk about incongruous thoughts ranging from our daily life to the human mind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ink Thoughts podcast. So, yes, today what happened to the camera? Yeah, so it's actually a Sunday. Yesterday we just recorded an episode, so something quite fun happened. So initially it's supposed to be a podcast with a guest, but then what happened is that I don't know, maybe the guest forgot or something. So yeah, ended up we are here, yay! So might as well, since if you listen to I think not our last episode, but the episode before that, we started this whole thing where we work out. Work out first, and then we'll have a recording because there's multiple motivation behind it. One thing is that like the adrenaline from the workout is still within our body, so we feel like, we can still do things. Another thing is that we have this brunch that we're looking forward to, and then we would want to finish this, and then we can go for our amazing brunch, and then
Like for that last episode I saw, we recorded it yesterday. We didn't run for any workout or anything, just that we try to do it the first thing in the morning before our breakfast. We still kind of look forward to that breakfast. although like we just woke up and you feel kind of blur.
yeah it is because the difference between that is like today we had workout, so you have a clearer mind, and yesterday it was just woke up, you're like blur and all that, and then you haven't really figured out how to do things, kind of like that, something like that.
Is there anything?
Okay. Oh yes. So apparently, our guest had food poisoning. So yes, I think we'll just risk. I don't know. It'll come in a future episode, something like that. But yes, definitely. So today we're here today, and then we will be talking about one. So like this is actually a very spontaneous topic that we came out a few weeks ago. So we are talking about facing our own flaws. Yeah, talking about our own flaws and all that, and then. Yes, so I don't know. Before that, let's start with something interesting. I guess you kind of have a few. Definitely, you think of this topic came up. Came up by Verene, and then I believe you have some so-called flaws of your own in mind. But the interesting thing is when would you say that you realize all these flaws?
I mean, to be honest, since young, I'm not a very confident person.
Okay.
So I kind of see myself in kind of a negative way, with low confidence and all. So I'll say I kind of realized my flaws since quite young. But now that I look back, maybe it's not that bad. Just that during that time, you haven't really know much about all of this, so you tend to magnify it. Yeah. So I'll say I kind of know about it since quite young.
Okay. So there's no particular point where you say spark. Okay, there's some problem with me, something like that. I don't know.
No, but I'll say especially when I was when I was in primary school, I'm those person try to please people.
Okay.
Although I try to hide it, you just don't want to admit that you are doing this, but still deep inside you're actually doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
So do you have that one moment that
Definitely, because I guess mine is slightly more different compared to yours. Yours is you're not confident. If I think about not being confident, I guess there's just many things that you realize that you're not confident. Every time when the result of being not confident enough will just present itself after every single opportunity.
Yes.
So that will remind you I wasn't confident enough. I didn't go and catch the opportunity. Just that maybe during that time you didn't know that it's because you're not confident. Just thinking maybe if I do it, push myself to do it, but you didn't know that the actual reason is not confident. For me, I would say maybe perhaps a bit was being not confident enough. Maybe one of that reason. But Other reasons that I guess that trace back earlier time. Definitely the same thing that happened to me when I did realize that this. So if I maybe perhaps I took the first step, and maybe something good will happen to me. Maybe I could have been the one on the stage, something like that. So then I kind of overcame that at a certain point in time. What happened after that? And what a bigger flaw I would say is that I am more hot-tempered, and then I am slightly more of a perfectionist in a certain way. Or you can say that when you talk about perfectionist, it can be, you can kind of relate that into stubbornness as well. Because I guess it's funny because I was not so confident, and then I was not so confident, and then when I realized that, okay, so I can't do things to change that. I can kind of show that, I'm confident about something, I'm serious about something, and then I can, people will somehow just whoa, okay, no, why don't you be the leader, and then you can do things, something like that. And then I guess at that point I became overconfident or something, possibly. I don't know. And then after that caused me to become, more stubborn perfectionist on things that I should do, because I'm thinking, I am confident enough, what I'm doing should be right, I should do things, should be done this way instead of another way, something like that. But the time where I came to realize this as a flaw, I guess, is more towards because I guess when you're doing things on your own, I would say that I am more of a individual kind of person, where I try to do things on my own instead of groups. I like to be alone most of the time, something like that, thinking about things instead of trying to go out and socialize with people, something like that. So and then that resulted in doing things my own way. This works, something like that. And then when you start working in groups, there's a different dynamic to it. You can't just this way works. Like when you're doing yourself, you're not discussing something, sometimes you're not actually learning. You're not seeking advice or something. So you kind of just living in your own world, and then when it works, when it doesn't, it doesn't. And then when you work in groups, everyone is supposed to aim for one final result or something like that. So when you guys work together, you hope that you'll achieve that result. But then if you insist, while everyone is doing on their own results, you need to make sure that the process is kind of aligned as well. You can't just too focus on your own way, because sometimes other people are not comfortable with that, or occasionally, I guess, comfortable, and then I guess people can see it in their own perspective, maybe they don't think that just works, something like that. So that would just cause the ultimate, how do I say it, the ultimate project to kind of break up, something like that. Yeah, because everyone just realized that it's wow, we have the same objective, but the process, everyone can't work comfortably, or something like that. So then you just can't achieve that anymore. Then it kind of ends up that you might be doing on your own or something. So initially I thought that this is fine, to be honest. I thought it's just everyone don't want to do it, and it's fine. Just do it on my own. But I guess one important thing then I realized afterwards, that you get burnout, definitely.
Yes.
And then sometimes it's not that others don't want to do. They will still want to do it, but they will find other teams or something. Then you realize that, wait, why, they're still doing it, they still want to do it, that's still their ultimate objective. And then the reason they don't do it together with you, I guess, then that kind of shows that, you could be the flaw, something like that. So then it kind of made me reflect a bit, and then kind of think that, okay, so it could be me that I'm too perfectionist, and then quite stubborn about something like that.
But it is nice that you actually take that to reflect on yourself.
I mean, it took quite a long time. Even though I can just put it out in a story, in such a short story, it definitely took years. There was multiple so-called breakups that I thought that, you know, it's not a problem at all, something like that, and then it's only when I realized that, okay, so this could be a problem, something like that. Yeah, like even now today, sometimes, like, I guess, I don't know, because another trait that I have is that I'm too individualistic for quite a long time, that, you know, sometimes you just forget that things can be better in a group, things could work better in a group, like, because like you can, while you can do things well, it doesn't mean that it can't be better with a group or something. Sometimes I still forget that, and then I'm still working on that, you know, telling, you know, like it's, or as simple as even when you're dealing with something yourself, you're working on something that you're all not in a group, like seeking advice and all this, like asking questions when you don't know, and all this can help a lot as well. Something like that, I'm not sure, but yeah, like I would say, like, for me, the biggest flaw the biggest flaw of no, the biggest flaw, like the point where I realize the flaw is when you see the difference in how other can achieve their goal together, and then you are not able to, something like that. So then you'd be like, yeah, why can't I do that? Like, is there something wrong with me, something like that?
Now that you put it in this way, I kind of see, like, working as a team can actually tell a lot, as in, like, because working as a team closely, you tend to not, okay, maybe compare is not the right word, but yeah, kind of like compare with each other, like, oh yeah, they can do this, why can't I? Or I can do this, why can't they do it? Yeah, something like this. And yeah, they can work perfectly together. What was the problem with me and all? Yeah, you slowly kind of get some info here and there about, yeah, maybe that's something that I should improve on, or you know, work on it.
Yeah, I mean, like, that is true. It's actually quite good most of the time, but I guess there is still a fine line, like, because when we try to compare this, we try to compare it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
If you compare in an unhealthy way, it can become truly competitive. You kind of lose your way as being a group. You just be like, you know, I want to do more than you, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy. But if you like frame it in the right way, where, like, okay, they're like providing more for the team, something like that. Like what can I do to be more like that? Or even you just ask them like, well, you know, I see that, like, amazing that you're doing this. Like, I want to know, like, how do you do this? Something like that. So yeah, I guess that is a better way of framing it.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, working out there, most of the time you still need to work with people. Anyhow, you still need to develop that teamwork skill. Yeah. Or else many things in maybe those company or what may not work as good as how they actually wanted it.
Yeah. But yeah, like, how would you say that, like, now going back to facing our own flaws, so how would you say that you are now, like, kind of dealing with it, or like trying to solve it? I don't know what's a better word for it. Like, improve, something like that, correct it. Yeah. So you say that the main flaw you have is, like, you're not being confident enough. Okay.
Yeah, even until today, I'll say I'm not that confident yet, but compared to last time, it has gotten a lot better. Yeah, maybe I'll just go back to primary school time first. I remember, I think from standard 1 to 3, I was very, those kind, like, my friend say, let's do this, then I'll do this. Yeah, maybe deep inside that there's something that I want to, but I'm just not confident enough to voice it out, like tell the teacher, like, I wanted to be part of this or something. Yeah, I just can't tell it out. But I think it's until, like, standard 4, I kind of feel like, you know, there's something else that I want to do. Why not I just try and ask the teacher for one time? And it happened that the teacher gave me the opportunity. It was storytelling competition. I never thought that I will be up on stage one day telling story. Yeah, I still remember it was like, what, Malay storytelling.
Okay.
And yeah, so over that past few years, I was like, yeah, why they can do it, like, so confident up there, and I just can't see myself doing that. But there's one that and most of the time, those people that go up there are those popular kids.
Okay.
Because
I
they
understand.
tend to just be more confident compared to those that, you just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I was like, I'm not quite sure that time, but maybe deep inside there's still something like, I also want to be like them.
Okay.
I want to be popular kids as well. Yeah, but I just don't know that time. So it happened that I just went to and I practiced with my friends because I went to those daycare center. So they're supportive and nice, and they just give me space and listen to me sometimes when I'm practicing. Yeah. So in class, my teacher also asked me to do it in front of the class. It was a bit embarrassing at first, but when you overcome that, you feel a lot better. So I remember that day itself, well, it was my first storytelling competition, and it happened that I got the first one to go upstairs.
Okay.
I was like, oh my god. It feels so terrible that time when I got the number. I'm like, okay, anyway, just go out and do it. So I did it, and I think I got a prize. It's not like champion or what, but I did got a prize. I was like, oh, okay, that actually gives me a lot of confidence. Like I can do something as well. I'm actually not that bad in terms of all of this. Yeah, then slowly from there, I became a bit more confident, and when there's opportunity that came, I tend to grab it instead of just let it go, just because I don't dare to speak out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my kind of like my first, like, overcoming my so-called not confident flaws.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me think of some others, so you can share yours first.
No, but like that's it. Like then that's I thought like it's like a whole process that you even do until now today, something like that. Like it's that solved your like not being confident, something like that. Like how are you dealing with it right now, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, like the not confident part, after a few years, I do realize that sometimes it's just something that I tell myself internally. Sometimes I can just lie to myself, like, you can do it, or there's nothing scary or what, as long as I trust what the so-called lies that I tell to myself. Actually, I can do it. Yeah. Okay, maybe because during, I think, 15, I went to an interview to get into the student reporter team. It's actually an organization outside, not in the school, and a lot of competition that year because I don't know. Suddenly, there's a lot of people that were sent from my school. Yeah. So when I was doing the interview itself and speaking to a professional in that field, I was like, I actually know nothing about being a reporter or what. But yeah, I'll just tell myself, like, yeah, I'm confident enough. I'm not scared. Then I went in.
Okay.
Then I remember throughout the whole interview process, I should perform better as I can imagine. Like, because I just kind of lie to myself that nothing is scary. I can do it. Just do whatever I can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then it happened that, okay, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'll say until today, when I found that there's something that I must do, but the so-called flaw that I'm facing is being not confident enough, then I still do this until today, like just kind of like lie to myself. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting.
You any interesting examples?
Okay, so yeah, if talk about my own fault. If I go back to like the not confident part, definitely, it happened a lot. But I guess the one main reason, I'll just say that you want to be something, the desire to be something, like that whether it's like others have or something, like you want that sort of success, you see the image and then you want to grab it. That that just pushed me into being a lot more confident. Like, I guess it's funny because it's a loop itself. It's a loop itself. So it started with, I guess I would go back more towards I think towards the end of my high school. Yeah, I guess during that time, it was like started with maths. I was studying in an independent school, and then I switched to a private homeschool. And then because in independent high school, Chinese independent high school, they did crazy amounts of practice on maths, which I would say that it's unethical, because they take away your, like, they kind of brainwash you in a way that they let you think that is like the most important thing in your life, but it's not. You should actually further nurture your own interests and all that. I would say that it's unethical, but because of that, I'm quite skilled in maths, and then when I head to homeschool, it became like one of my best skills. And then over there, I was able to get good marks, and then I was able to like kind of like tutor others, help others, because I'm just better at it. And because of that, and then I guess because of one main my inspiration, the social network. Yeah, the social network. So it, like, that time, I don't know, like, it was like still maybe startup cool and all that, talking about unicorns, big companies. That's why I wanted to start my first company, even though that didn't really happen. But then that, because of this desire of wanting that, it made me step out of my comfort zone. I did a few different things. I gathered a bunch of friends and trying to think of an idea. I made like MVP, minimal viable product, even though I didn't know it was called then. And then I talked to various people, trying to know whether this idea would work, whether this thing would work, something like that. So I just, it kind of just, because of that desire, I want to just, like, be something, like have a name, have my name on something. So that made me want to do all that. Like, I guess the confidence part comes when, like, it's talking to others, even like talking about to my dad, I'm planning to do this, something like that. Or like talking to my friends, and then making this idea. But of course, ultimately, that first time, it kind of failed ish. And then after that, I went into university, because it's same thing, because I still have this idea that I wanted my name to be on something, that desire. So if you remember, like, when I was in foundation, there was like this, like, I guess one of our course lecture asked us to to think of something, an idea or something, a revolutionary technology-ish, and then you present it in front. And of course, it was tough. It was like, wow, like presenting in the front of a bunch of people that you don't really know. But I still pushed it, I guess. Another thing is, I don't know. I just feel like if I get to push myself to do it, or like my friends, like at that time I was with another friend, I put it up here, and it'll be great. It'll be kind of cool, because like, I am like leading. So there's like multiple things that I guess it was. Even though I don't really like to admit it, it was more like the ego, like, feel like I am slightly better in certain ways, that kind of push me onto the stage that do it. And then following that, it was multiple opportunities where I get to. It was both, trying to prove myself, put the name, and then trying to do things better as well. I guess that's when I'm in the club itself. So and then like all these things kind of reinforce itself when you go for the opportunity, and then it's something that you're interested in. You work hard enough, you get recognized. That recognition pushes you to have more confidence, and then you go on. Then you repeat the process. You try to go for another opportunity, and then you try to do it really well, and then you get recognized, and then you become better. Like, you become more confident again. So that process repeats itself, and then I gradually become more confident in doing things. So for me, it's more like, I would say that to be more confident, you have to have a desire, and then you work hard to achieve that desire that you want. And then of course, the tough part definitely is the recognition part. But right now, I wouldn't encourage the way that I did back then, like where you kind of rely on external
Recognition.
recognition, something like that. Of course, it's best like, family supportive, friends being supportive. These are hopefully that this, of course, you still can't control that, but it's best that you have like a bunch of friends, something like that, around you that can help you. That gives me a great foundation to do things, get started on things. But what will be better is that you know whatever you have done, and then you know where you want to get to. So it's more like managing expectation. If you didn't reach where you want, maybe try, and you're tired, maybe take a step back and then continue doing it, because that is what you want to achieve. And then sometimes it's not about getting there directly, but getting there eventually. So like maybe take a step back and then do it a bit less, but still doing. You can take a rest, but don't you not really. You can kind of take a rest, and it's better to slow down, but never stop doing like what you actually want. So yeah, that is what I would suggest, like at least for this confidence stuff. But after that, after this flow stuff, I became kind of overconfident. Then this thing came whereby, I'm being stubborn and all this. So I talk about how I realized all that. It was multiple times where I, because I really want to do something. Wow, is it too bright actually?
Actually okay, but it looks very weird over here.
Yeah, it looks. It's fine. I guess, I don't know. Hopefully it's fine. I don't know. Yeah. Should I pull the curtains up?
It's okay. I'll just move a bit here. Okay.
Okay, that's cool. So after that, because I guess, how do I say it? What's the opposite of flow? Can you remember? Can you think of the word? This trait of mine. So this trait of mine where I really work towards my desire turns out to be a flaw of mine. Eventually, I guess, because like when I really want something, I work really hard for it, and I would put in a lot of effort to it, and then yes, like so when I do that, when we become a higher level, you want to try to achieve something bigger. You are in a team and something. I still maintain the way where I try to really hard to do that. I want to do it. I've done it my way, and then I quite try, and it kind of succeed, and then I forcefully do it that way, and forcefully ask everyone to do it that way. And then I kind of adapted my own mindset into everyone, thinking that everyone would just like work the way I do, and then like everyone would think the way I do, something like that. So then that became like what I said before, being stubborn and then being too perfectionist or something. So yeah, that made me realize, like, it was like things kind of turned out okay, but then I guess you realize that when you figure out that, okay, why are some of the team members not that happy, or why are some of them leaving, or like, sometimes there's just like gossip around in the groups or something. But of course, like, all these have to have a balance. Sometimes they are really just gossip, or like just people not working hard enough. Sometimes they're just because you're pushing a bit
Too hard.
Yeah. So I guess this happened a few times, and then I noticed that sometimes they're just unhappy, or sometimes like even people that you thought are very like think a lot like you would start coming to you and tell you that like maybe that is a bit too extreme. Then you realize that, okay, so then that is kind of like a problem of mine. And then subsequent to this, I did try to, because like one better way to kind of understand like how it felt like normally, like if because like when you're always at the top, you always see it from the top, you can't really understand how they feel. So there was a couple of group teams where I just I stepped down, took a team position where I just followed whatever they gave, something like that. So, and then I realized that sometimes, of course, that ultimately, like if we talk about that project, that wasn't like what I want, something like that. It didn't really achieve like really good results. But then I mean, everyone worked happily, something like that. So
I
like,
get you.
so it's, of course, it kind of made me realize that definitely like it's like it depends on what's the objective of the team. Sometimes it's important, to talk with the team. Like, so okay, what are we trying to achieve? Like, how much effort should we put into this? And then I guess it's important to review every time. Like, okay, so remember, like, anyone unhappy about this, or like remember our goal is what, something like that. So this is something that's very important. But it's also another thing is that what was I saying? I was talking about reviewing, making sure that everyone happy. Or sometimes it's about, if you really want to achieve something good, then you need to make sure that you have that capability to find the right people to your team as well. Because like, I mean, some people are just here to so-called have fun and then just like be a team member or something. Some others are just like here to actually achieve the best. So if you really want to achieve the best, maybe you do have to. Sometimes it's like, maybe the problem is you when you're in this team with this bunch of people, because they don't really align. But if you can find the right people together with your right mindset, of course there's still compromise to be made, but then at least you can now achieve the goal you want, something like that. So yeah, like of course right now I'm still balancing. Sometimes I'm still thinking like, no, I still need to keep, like, the way where I try to kind of fix this is that I always try to remind myself, like sometimes while we are like, I remind myself the ultimate goal that we're going to, and then I try to like this important word, mindful, like when doing meditation and all this, sometimes we talk about being mindfulness, something like that. So mindfulness is basically knowing your actions, being able to decide on your action, something like that. So you need to be aware of what you're doing, like why you're doing this, like then think about it, and then make decision based on it, something like that.
Yeah, I get you. And from what you just share about those teamwork kind of stuff, I kind of can relate to like those experiences that you had in our club and all. Yeah. But one thing that actually reminds me is actually I remember I do have these times as well, like thinking like, yeah, this should be the way everyone works, but why is it not like this over here? And it's actually okay, because definitely everyone is different, and for sure there's individual differences. Just that how to adapt all these differences so that this team can work in its best way. But it's obviously very difficult, because you can't just ask everyone to sit down and tell you what they're thinking. Sometimes they will just feel offended or what. Yeah. And you even sometimes you even lose friends throughout the whole journey, but it's fine, because people might not just think the same way, and for the long term you might not just get along well and all. Yeah. But looking back at it, I'll say it still gives us a very good experience in terms like understanding all this little stuff and all. But when you talk about those external recognition and all, one thing that I actually thought of is like, sometimes we actually have to remind ourselves like taking those baby steps actually means something. Yeah, although we are quite far from our objective or the target that we set, but taking one baby step still tell us that, yeah, you're moving in the right direction. You're not doing nothing. Your effort means something. Yeah, it is not wasted. Yeah, and so because of this, you can also reflect on what you have done in a good way or in a bad way, whatever. Yeah, so that it gives you a good sense like, yeah, I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do and all. Yeah, although most of the time we have to get until the ultimate aim that we get external recognition, but throughout the way we can actually give ourselves some recognition, telling ourselves like, yeah, you are doing something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just pull it up.
this look a lot better.
Okay, so yes, but like is there anything like that you would say that now it would be you would need for either me or like others to help you improve your flaws or something like that? That like just to fix it, to correct it, like better way.
Yeah, I'll just take those like examples that we have. It's not like argument or what, just like you pointed out something that I'm not doing well on what. Yeah. If you tell it to me in a nicer way, I tend to feel more empowered to do it instead of like get into that whole cycle like I'm not good and so my confidence level drop and then I can't really do it and then the whole thing keeps going on and going on. Then I feel a lot sad, more sad, and yeah, I just can't do it as well as I'm supposed to. Yeah, but if let's say you tell me in a nice way, like and encourage me, that kind of gives me a sense of empowerment that yeah, I can do it, and for sure I can do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Then that it tends to lead to a more positive cycle.
What about your not confidence part?
Not confidence part. I think most of the time it still come like for that non-confidence part, it still come from myself because if, no matter how much someone tell me how good am I, when it comes to that thing itself, I still need myself to.
Then how do you solve it? That's the thing. Like you can't just keep can't keep lying to yourself and then you're not solving the problem, right?
I like how people say like to be more confident, you work hard and be prepared. But sometimes it's still you still need to take that one first step first, or else you just keep on preparing and work hard, but you never take the first step to do that thing. Yeah. So maybe like encouraging me to take that first step, then everything will work better. Because I work hard and I'm prepared actually. Just that I have to push myself to take that first step. I'll say encouragement is the thing.
Okay. Okay. Well, you have to. You have to do that first step then.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like you can't expect people to just encourage and then you just lie there and then still not do that because like people will just get tired of encouraging you at one point.
I know.
Okay. I guess for me, I mean, like definitely, that flaw of being perfectionist and all that is still something I'm working on. That's why I would love. That's why I always ask from you to tell me when there's a flaw that you don't like. There's like some problem that because like I don't think I do things well enough, but like you just don't tell me, and I am pretty upset about that because like how is it possible that like it's always that I'm right. It's impossible that I'm always right. And then if you don't voice it, like then I just don't know. So that's something that I just really, really, really need it from you. Because like just like how you said that, like you need encouragement and all that. That obviously show that like no one is like somewhat perfect or something. You know, they definitely need help from each other, something like that. So it's exactly the same thing from me. Yeah, like it's impossible for me to be perfect. So I want to know like when I'm not that like there's basically something that I can improve or something. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, like because like if you don't think it works, like you basically I want you to think and then see how things can be better. You don't just follow rules and then think that things will be good by default, something like that. Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, so that's like basically from me. Okay, so yes, I guess that is kind of it for this episode. Is there anything that you would like to share? It's a bit of a weird episode. It's kind of like a weird confession-ish episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe one more thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like in the past, I'm a lot more disciplined compared to nowadays, especially a few years back. Yeah. I just, looking back, I just don't really understand like what is that thing that actually changed me. Yeah, like so after that I gave it some thought, and okay, maybe some external factors that have been changing. Like for example, during our primary school time, smartphone is not something that is so, everyone has it and everyone use it all the time yet. So there's lesser distractions, but nowadays, phones are everywhere. You basically use it for everything. Yeah, maybe that is the external factor that has been changing and all. But what is that internal thing that have changed that lead me through this? Yeah, so I kind of still trying to find it out. What's the so-called right thing that has been changing and affecting all this. But sometimes when I think about it, maybe it's my expectation. Like in the past, I gave myself quite a lot of stress. Yeah, actually my parents don't really give me that much of stress when I was young. Most of the stress actually came from myself. Yeah. But slowly when I grow up, I do see that actually I can't meet my so-called expectation. So and because of that, slowly I kind of like drop my expectation by a bit, and it leads me to feel a bit unproductive over time, and slowly it actually affected my discipline, like because I don't really need to do that all the time, and so slowly you just forget about it, and so that's something I'm still trying to work on, to be honest.
Okay, that's good. Do you need some help on that?
So far I think I'm still working on it. I'll let you know when I need something.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, definitely your voice needs to be louder as well. This is something that I always tell you. It's something that you have to work on yourself. Yeah, like cause whether it's like just purely speaking, or even like when we're recording video or anything, your voice is just too soft that people can't hear it, and then the microphone doesn't pick up, something like that. This is just something that you have to work on. Just like just now, that was so soft.
Really?
Yeah, just compare it, how like when I speak and you.
Hello. The line is like
You have to just force yourself to like voice out louder. Okay. So it's a bit of a weird episode. So I guess like just kind of like both of us confessing about our own stuff, something like that. But I guess anything that you'd like to share about, or any insights for this episode? It's usually hard for us to like come up with something new, because especially that we just recorded one yesterday. So just
I don't think I have anything else.
Okay. It's all right. But for me, there's nothing from me as well. So yes, I guess that will be it for this episode then. So thanks everyone for listening, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. So yes, I'm not sure when will be the episode with the original guest, but definitely sometime soon. So yes, thanks everyone for listening, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed, do share with your friends and family, and leave us a review on the Apple Podcast. If you are not using an Apple device, you can leave a review on the Apple Podcast website with the link in the show notes. If you have any feedback or thoughts which you hope that we'll discuss in the future, feel free to email them to us at hello@incthoughts.com, or alternatively, you can send us a private message on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with the username of incthoughtspod. Thanks again, and see you all next week. Bye bye.